Guys, Fortnite just began teasing the end event to Chapter 6 and our transition into Chapter 7 in one of the craziest ways. Fortnite OG is literally teasing the future right now, and this mode may have literally just changed everything for the storyline. Okay, you guys, so Fortnite has yet again just officially teased Chapter 7, and I believe this is the first time we've seen anything in-game, and they did it not in the regular BR mode, but inside of the OG mode. This is the first time we've ever seen something like this happen, and it's honestly so wild. If you go to Risky Reels right now, you'll see a new movie sign that says a few cryptic things and some details about this brand new chapter. We've got the date, we've got the name of the event, and what might even be the title for Chapter 7's first season. But more importantly, the first line says a new story begins, and that's the part that has a lot of people freaking out right now. This is the first in-game Chapter 7 teaser, and the fact that it's in OG reaffirms everything we've been saying. OG and BR are way more connected than anyone thought. But guys, before we get too deep, just a small spoiler note, I'm not going to be showing any gameplay or event footage, only teasers and speculation, nothing major, just connecting some dots. But if you want no spoilers, no information about this event, you should probably click off now. So like I said, if you go over to Risky Reels in the top right of the map on the Fortnite OG mode, this sign at Risky Reels has kind of transformed overnight in the update that came out yesterday. It does look a lot different now. I don't believe this is what it looked like in OG. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it literally gives us everything about this event in one shot. We've got the 0 hour event name. That is the official name for this brand new event that is happening. The Chapter 7 confirmation, and yet again, it's not the number 7, it's spelled out 7. And this phrase, a new story begins. If we're going from top to bottom, we have a new story begins November 29th, 0 hour, Chapter 7, and then Fortnite After Dark. Epic doesn't use language like that for small events, especially a new story begins. That is story hard language, the kind of line that signals like a reset point or a brand new direction with the Fortnite lore, which is really, really exciting. And seeing this first appear inside of the OG mode means that the bridge between timelines is officially real. It was kind of wobbly at first, especially with us only having the tomato head rifting from OG into Oninoshima, but now it looks like OG isn't just a sealed time capsule. It's becoming a part of the canon story, and I have so many theories about where OG is going and how it ties into everything, it possibly being, a time loop or something like that, but we will talk about that in a separate video. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly what is going to play on the movie screen inside of Risky Reels. It could be a trailer for the new season, could be a replay of the event, or even something completely new. But Epic clearly wants us there when it does happen. Now, a lot of people have had some confusion about the Fortnite After Dark with Q and U. Now, initially, when they did the first cryptic teaser, it was Q and A, and then they switched it to U. But I don't think that means, question and you answer, or you tell us, or something like that. That may be what they want us to think, but Q and U is actually a direct reference to two people in real life. First of all, Q stands for Quentin Tarantino, and if you guys don't know who he is a highly famous American film director. He's made films like, Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill 1, and Kill Bill Volume 2, and U stands for Uma Thurman, which is a famous American actor as well, and the both of them have collaborated on these films as well that were very, very successful, some of the most successful films ever, and I actually think that we are going to be seeing a Kill Bill collaboration inside of Chapter 7. I believe that's confirmed through a few teasers and things like that, but something that I want you guys to pay attention to here is understanding this. Quentin Tarantino has made some of the most famous story films ever in terms of narratives, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the direction that I feel like Fortnite is going with bringing back the 7 and things like that. It makes me wonder, did Fortnite maybe contact Quentin Tarantino to help them make a brand new story? It says it right there, a new story begins. Could one of the most famous film directors of all time be helping Fortnite and maybe guiding them into where they need to go to create a really involved storyline? I think that would be absolutely wild, and that's something we absolutely need to pay attention to. I didn't think of that until just now, but let me know what you guys think about that down below. But going back to that phrase a little bit, a new story begins implies something much bigger than just a new season or what we were all thinking about the new storyline. It's Fortnite basically saying hey, this is the start of a new chapter, literally and narratively with the storyline. It sounds like Epic could be doing a full-on factory reset for the lore, kind of cleaning up the mess from the past couple chapters, setting up a new tone, and giving people a fresh point to start from when it comes to the lore. We could possibly see a big time jump, or we could actually, for the first time, have two separate storylines in Fortnite. I think that would be pretty sick. It's also really symbolic. You know, the fact that this teaser for possibly a brand new storyline is appearing in OG first, where the story first began, makes it feel like Fortnite's entire universe is looping back in on itself full circle. If the season name of Chapter 7 Season 1 is really After Dark, like a lot of people think it will be, that could hint at a darker tone for this next chapter in this first season. A story that picks up after things go completely off the rails at the end of Chapter 6 in this end event when we fight the Dark Presence. Honestly, that one sentence, "a new story begins," might be the most important teaser Epic has dropped in years. I really feel like we're about to see the next phase of Fortnite storytelling, and I could not be more excited to see what they are cooking up, especially with the 7 confirmed to be coming back, which we will talk about later. But this is exactly what we've been predicting over the last couple of months, over the last maybe year at this point, is that OG and BR are not separate from each other. They're two sides of the same timeline. Think about it. We've already seen objects like, the tomato head and energy bleeding into BR and Oni no Shima. I believe we saw that in season 3. And now the future, chapter 7, is being teased directly inside of OG. It's literally flowing both ways. Not to mention in season 3, we also did have the portal that was showing us the vault from chapter 1 as well. This could also very easily even be the doorway for the 7 to return in a way that makes sense. Think about it. Epic clearly wants people in OG for a reason. It's not just nostalgia, it is relevance right now. Everything happening here matters to what is coming next. The bridge is real, you guys. OG is not just a throwback anymore, and we're seeing that with the corruption that's going on the map, as well as inside of the 0 point on chapter 1 right now. It's where Fortnite's future is being written. Fortnite is literally actively writing the future in the past. It's absolutely insane, and I cannot wait to see what they do with this. And speaking of the future, the 7 have been officially teased again at a recent NFL game. People spotted Fortnite devs, I don't know if they were devs or if they were just random people, wearing shirts with the 7 logo and text that literally says 7. Now, if we combine that with the new Chapter 7 teasers, this all but confirms their return. Now, if OG really is the middle ground between timelines, I could see the 7 actually coming through OG, maybe even corrupted by that red energy we've been seeing, into the BR mode. Now, I don't know exactly how that would work or if that's what's going to happen, but I definitely could see that being the hallway or the conduit to get them back into the storyline. It's really poetic too, and I love that they're bringing them back in this way. The original protectors of reality, returning during a season that started as a throwback to where it all began, or not a season, a mode that started as a throwback to where it all began, but this time they're coming back maybe evil, corrupted, maybe working under, maybe the Cube King or whoever is at the top of the last reality right now. It's crazy to look back at when the OG mode came back in season 1 and not having any idea that all of this was going to happen. Fortnite really had something in their back pocket for this entire time, and if they really do come back in chapter 7, this connection between OG and BR might be the exact reason why that nobody could have predicted. All right, you guys, now let's talk about the event itself, which is officially called 0 Hour. Now, we've seen the name pop up on the sign, of course, and that phrase usually means, in general, the final moment before everything changes. It's commonly referred to as the point of no return. In Fortnite terms, that could easily tie into the 0 point. Maybe something happens that finally breaks containment, whether it's in the OG mode or inside of BR. We could possibly see some clips in OG in this Chapter 6 end event. A lot of leakers have been comparing this event to Chapter 2's The End, which is still considered one of the best Fortnite events ever, definitely the best end event, and honestly, from what's being teased, I can see it. They're going all out for this so far. There's also been some talk about some wave survival mechanics, some Jones voice lines, a lot of Spirit Realm themes, which I would hope for, and even the possibility of it being an LTM, and normally they do this a separate playlist for the events, but being an LTM before the big day, way before, so we can experience things and do quests and things like that beforehand. That kind of makes me think that it could be set inside of the Spirit Realm, but we will just have to wait and see. Now, I have a really, not a bad feeling, a good feeling, that this event is going to leave Fortnite in a really dark place afterwards in terms of the storyline. We might see the Spirit Realm fully spill into reality, and the next season could be about cleaning up the aftermath or fighting against something that is condemning us to this area. It could even lead to a full-on war between the Spirit Realm and Hope, Jones, and whoever's left of the 7. Maybe the 7 return corrupted, like I said, and part of Chapter 7 is about healing them back to normal. That would fit perfectly with the After Dark theme as well, if that happens to be the name of this season. So yeah, you guys, I really was not expecting this in this update today. I wasn't expecting really anything crazy, especially for OG, but even though this sign seems really little at Risky Reels, it kind of changes everything. We now know when the event is happening. We knew that before, but now we know what is called and what it means for the story going forward. OG literally just went from a nostalgia trip to the literal foundation, no pun intended, of the next chapter. And that line, "A new stories begin," says it all. Now, Epic isn't just continuing Fortnite's story. It seems like they may be restarting it, giving it a second life or something like that. But guys, if you want to get caught up before chapter 7, check out my video on the red cube returning in the butterfly event and the story behind that, and the 7's return, because those tie directly into everything that we are seeing now. The end is near, you guys. The new story is about to begin, and I think we're in for one of the biggest transitions Fortnite has ever had. But guys, if you did enjoy today's video, please do drop a like. You watched all the way to the end. You must have enjoyed, or I think you may have enjoyed. If you didn't, you didn't, but drop a like if you would like to help me out. Subscribe to the channel. I make videos like these every single day. Use code PROZEROYT to help support me further, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.